The only part of the body that is in contact with the ball are the hands, and more specifically the pads of the fingers. All the work is done once the ball leaves the fingertips and you no longer have any impact on the final result. Therefore, absolute care should be given that it is done in the right manner. Another part that differs from player to player is the specific placement of the offhand on the ball. While it's true that most elite shooters have their offhand on the side, as you can clearly see with Ray Allen starting from his gather, on the release of Steph Curry, his left hand is slightly higher on the ball. And if we look at Duncan Robinson, an emerging young shooter, his offhand is almost over the top of the ball. Hand size and finger length are all variables that differ from player to player, and they have direct impact on how a player is able to gather, load, and release the ball. While there are significant differences in hand placement, the guide hand should simply be a support to help the ball into the shooting pocket. In no way should it have any impact on the actual release or trajectory of the ball, and we see this as a common theme amongst all the shooters studied. Ray Allen's offhand has a flicking motion at the point of the release, getting out of the way as quickly as possible. Paul George has a slight flick, but definitely not as pronounced. Steph Curry's is altogether different in that it's more of a twisting or opening motion. His fingers are further on top, so it's the most optimal way to ensure no impact on the ball. And finally, if we look at Kevin Durant, he has almost no movement or play with his offhand. It's very still and calm. All very different in their own right, yet all very effective and precise. The elbow is often talked about as a great indicator of alignment. When a shooter has his elbow tucked in, it's considered to be a compact shot and will give him the best chance of keeping the flight of the ball straight. Eliminating any right to left play makes for a much more efficient shot as it reduces the room for error. While this is certainly not wrong, we've also seen high percentage shooters throughout time make shots while their elbows are not in. Reggie Miller and Peja Stojakovic are two that are at the top of the all-time ladder and both shot the ball with their elbows out. What is more important to focus on is the shooting hand's alignment to the target at the point of the release. If we look at Peja Stojakovic, once he lifts from his catch to his release, his shooting hand is spread and centered underneath the ball. Even though his elbow is out through the gather, at the point of release, it straightens out because of his shooting hand lining up with the target line. Paul George's elbow is much straighter throughout his shot, and at the point of release, you can clearly see that the middle of the ball and the middle of his hand are aligned and pointing straight at the rim. Eliminating the right to left sway is crucial in reducing room for error, and the most effective way to do that is ensuring the shooting hand is lined up with the target. And while the elbow has importance in the sequence, the hand comes first, and if aligned properly, will naturally straighten the elbow out as well. For the complete breakdown and analysis of elite shooters, follow the link in the description. A multiple-part course designed for serious students of the game looking to gain new insights into the intricacies and nuances of shooting. Use the coupon code BASKETBALL for a 50% discount.